There was a period of time in a land far, far away where a handful of short-lived West Virginia Swirl marble companies sprang up for business and shut down very shortly thereafter. These are companies like Jackson, Davis, and Cairo Novelty. And this makes their marbles born rare by default. In this video, we explore the Cairo Novelty marbles. We've set up a display of marbles dug on the factory site by David Tamulevich, and he will walk us through the nicknames assigned to some of the pieces that were found and most likely produced there. I hope you enjoy the video.
On the ivory, there's a family of marbles called the ivories, and this is part of them.
It's a good spread of ivories.
Yeah, they used vitrolite glass, which had uranium in it, and so there's a bunch of, I mean these are
those are the
glowworms.
Glowworms, yeah.
And the fascinating thing is, they had one machine at Cairo Novelty, and it produced 5/8 inch marbles. But sometimes you can find larger ones, and here you can see, where here are the tongs where they grabbed it and tossed it out because these marbles, it was stuck together in the production process. But the glowworms are the most common of
what you were able to rescue from the ground.
Right. I just picked up this. This is an ivory orange.
Okay.
But you can just see the bands of vitrolite in there.
Right.
It's just so.
Right. It just threads its way through with maybe some other type of a glass that's it's working with.
Yeah. So lovely. The ivory reds are. They're pretty rare and hard to find, and these are just call ivories. Sometimes you have a whole marble full of the ivory color, and sometimes you have clear mixed in there.
Right.
There's the ivory blues. So.
Oh yeah.
And you look, and it's the ivory base. This has got some clear in it. It's blue and brownish, and some of them have the purple in them. Like, again, not common. Blue, purple, ivory.
Yeah, that's pretty. It has a blush color. The purple is very light there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite a color combination.
If you find a glowing one like this,
it's likely Cairo.
Right. Yeah. Right. There's a lot of vitrolite in the ground. There's a lot of stained glass. They used stained glass a lot, I think, for their base. These are called crocus. It's a transparent green, and you see the vitrolite in there glowing, and so they're called crocus. They've got that deep blue. These are one of the rarest. These are the Cairo Christmas marbles. They've got the ivory colored glass and brown, red. Sometimes they'll have green.
Those are pretty, and it's like a burnt red.
Yeah, and so the Cairo Christmas marbles are fairly rare. And if we look over, there's a set of them here. These are called spring peepers. They have and I believe, they all got uranium glass vitrolite in them, and so it's they're translucent, but then they've got green with a streak of brown.
Very unique, very bubbly in the base, right?
Yes. So spring peepers.
And this is the last of the ivory family represented in this group. And these are called starlights. These will show a medium transparent blue base paired with a good coverage of ivory swirling. The vitrolite ivory glass should always fluoresce with a loud lime green color. And here's another model found at the Cairo site. These are called purple twilight, and they have a transparent green base with a pretty lavender swirl. Those are purple twilight. Oh, yeah.
These are the neons.
Yeah.
And incredibly rare to actually find, the green, the pink, the purple, and the green. There are quite a few of these marbles there, which is green and the purple, like that.
There were more numbers, so maybe that's what they were going for.
Right.
And this could have been a part of the run that ran into that, what they were building up to when they tried to perfect that pattern or color combination.
But these neons are almost
They are priceless. Oh, look at this guy. So there's a pink on the inside, and it's traced by a deep purple on a celery green base. Really pretty, unique marble.
Yes.
And here's another Cairo model with that green and purple color combination. These are nicknamed Mossy. The base here is a busy two-tone granny apple green with a light dressing of faint purple swirling. This last one appears to be missing any trace of purple color. These are really pretty West Virginia swirls.
Those were found by John Ives. He found a bunch of those rickets that were, and we've never figured out who made them or where they came from. And this is also something that was found at
on the site.
Yeah, a number of these footballs. I mean,
That's cool.
This is just scrap.
Maybe a little toy that they were producing, possibly.
Yeah,
it was a color. It was color coming in, right? It was scrap coming in.
Yeah, and see, it's broken down here, so it might have been, some kind of statue or trophy. But they were, a few of these have been found on the site.
So, when we're talking about some of the patterns, right? We have a few things that we pulled out here. Like this would be a typical C or 9 pattern that you'll see, and it's similar to Heaton here, but Cairo had a very short ribbon in many cases.
I believe Oris Hanlon made a modification to the marble machine that allowed him to run like half again faster.
Okay.
So again, it was
that probably has a lot to do with the patterns that were coming at it out of the machine.
Then there are the crickets. Again, another unique to Cairo marble. This.
Oh, that's the one with the browns and the greens.
Right.
A little similar to the Heaton turtle shells, but not quite.
Right. Right.
Very nice.
These are the lightnings. The purple lightning, and a lot of times I found a lot of peewees. I mean, again, Cairo only had a 5/8 machine, but there were loads of peewees. Sometimes you find a larger one, but there's the purple, the green lightning, red lightning, and red will have white added to it,
white.
And then the yellow lightnings, which are almost always fractured. So those are rare.
The marbles in the lightning family will typically show a bubbly clear base with wispy, nebulous-looking swirls. I'm sure they could probably be confused with other makers, but none of these are UV reactive. Some of these lightnings will have white swirls mixed into the base. The red lightnings seem to have more structure to the swirling, and if they are paired with white, they are called a scarlet night. Here are 2 red lightnings on the left with 4 scarlet nights for comparison on the right.
So the next is the pussy willows, which is named because it's kind of the gray of a pussy willow. But there are 3 variants. There's the blue, and the green, and the yellow. And again, the yellow are almost always fractured, so it's hard to find. Hard to find good examples of those.
That's a fine-looking base glass.
It is.
Very handsome color of light gray.
This is Stephen Barr reporting on behalf of the marble collecting community. Please be advised that there is a Stage 5 hurricane warning in effect immediately. Watch for low-lying floods, Over.
It's got such a variety. I mean, the rarest of the Cairo Novelty are the dark blue transparent glass with the yellow on them. Those it's very, very rare to find a dark blue.
The darker blue base.
And then you can see how the dark blue has become a streak as the base glass is getting into a lighter blue. The dark is God, these are just so lovely. You know, and then they come up.
Right, you've got two-tone blue there.
Right, and then they become, you know, a lighter blue, and then some of them get into orange.
The ribbon work that turns orange.
Yeah, there's
those are fantastic looking marbles. Look at this one here.
Yeah, yes.
Look at that. I don't know if this is the one that they were calling a Mountaineer.
The Mountaineer is an absolutely stunning hurricane variant nicknamed by Ron Shepard. These marbles will show a busy yellow swirling complemented by a fair amount of bright orange in the swirls. And they could easily be confused with the early Peltier submarine, but are no doubt rarer. I consider these to be the finest of the hurricane swirls and the crown jewel of the Cairo marble catalog.
But that is quite a variation. So
well, and
those are all within the hurricane limits.
Right. And
Stage 5.
Right. And right. And here are more hurricane swirls where you can see more of the variants. They came out these light blue and yellow. These peewees.
Okay.
Again, there's more of the dark blue, yellow, which are
that's a nice deep dark one.
Yeah, which are really hard to find.
Nice pattern on that. And some of these can turn into a teal green kind of color or hue.
Right.
Look at the patterns on these. These are busy and beautiful.
Yes.
Really nice marbles. Very collectible.
And then we've got the pumpkin pies.
Oh, right.
Which are the
these are also
orange and browns.
Right in here. And that's that same off gray, that gray base.
Yeah, it's not quite the gray of the pussy willow. You know, so there is the pussy willow, and it's a little whiter than that. But and it seems like these may have been the transition into these copperheads, which are a busy lined, you know, orange and brown and white.
That's good looking glass. Those oranges are nice. That's a great color combination.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, who knew Cairo was making these awesome looking marbles? But there they are.
Right.
This group of marbles is nicknamed titanium blue, and the base glass on these shows an unusual translucent steely blue kind of color with bold, bright swirls. The white swirls here are often thick and curly in shape. They're really Cairo couture. Cairo also made a darker blue cousin with a similar white swirl pattern. These patterns and colors should make them pretty recognizable.
Here is a red, white, and blue that again not a very common marble to find at Cairo, but they did produce it. And then there's this one, which is the greenish and brown, and sometimes there's a blue streak
in there,
kind of related to the pumpkin pies.
Right. And then we have the Cloudy Days. I don't know did we cover Cloudy Day?
Oh, maybe this is one of the really distinctive marbles of Cairo. I mean,
and this is one that you were saying was
an older name.
Older name named by the factory or the company, maybe possibly. At one point.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's almost.
And that's a very unique cobalt.
Yes.
Transparent blue. It's very beautiful.
You know, and the inner swirls are almost like an acro Popeye, you know, in terms of what that white is, you know, how there are a lot of filaments in there. But these are pretty unique.
Those are the Cloudy Days.
Cloudy Days. Yep.
And will these fluoresce the Cloudy Day? No.
No. You know, here's a marble we haven't covered yet.
All right.
This is called the ensign. A lot of times they'll be smaller than 5/8, but you know, unique to Cairo, blue and brown.
And an ensign is a naval term, right?
Yes. Yep.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
So,
All right, so those are the ensigns.
oh, and here, now
Oh,
this
that's
is
cool.
these are unique Cairo marbles, and a lot of times you'll find them fractured. They're not named yet, but again, you've got that brown outside streak with kind of like a steel
Yeah, it
gray.
is really, or silvery. It's
Again, a lot of times these are fractured, but
nice patterns on that too.
yes.
The way it circles the wagon there.
And another one. This is I don't have an example of a marble here. Here's a double ingot that little misshapen. But these are called crows.
Okay.
And when you have them in hand, they're they're pretty striking.
Right. That's a very deep plum, almost black there.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice pattern too. So that's a crow.
That's crow.
And these are Cairo ice swirls. These marbles show a very bright, icy blue, transparent base with crisp white swirls. Probably easily confused with other makers, but that particular shade of light blue is very distinctive. And here they are in a comparison with Christensen's and Vacors.
I don't know. If you want to show like this, these are not named. These purple and white. Obviously the same run. Not named.
Right, but good to see examples of what they were producing. So there's some more common, there are no common Cairos, are there?
No.
It's a relative term.
Right.
But that's that's a nice one there, huh?
Well, a big thank you to David Tamulevich and everyone else who helped in putting this video together. And thank you for watching Vintage Machine Made Marbles.